Honestly, I'm not sure where to start with a match reaction to that. Manchester United 3, Newcastle 2. Man United coming from 2 goals down to beat Newcastle at home. It's a fucking incredible comeback. It really, really was. Spearheaded by Mata, by Martial, by Pogba, and finally Alexis Sanchez scoring a goal in front of that Stretford end. A big goal for him, but I'm really confused coming out of that game. Because for 70 minutes, Man United were played off the park by Newcastle, a team who up until this game had scored like 4 goals all season long. Man United were 2-0 down within the first 10 minutes. And Jose Mourinho reacted by taking off Eric Bailly and putting Scott McTominay at centre-back. Furthermore, he then put Matic at centre-back. Furthermore, he then put Pogba at centre-back. Does it get any more confusing than that? I don't really know what the fuck I was watching in that first 45 minutes from Manchester United, but we were an abomination. You know, if we needed a reaction after Wolves, we didn't get it against Derby. If we needed a reaction against Derby, we didn't get it against West Ham. If we needed a reaction against West Ham, we didn't get it against Valencia. And for 70 minutes tonight, we didn't get the reaction against Newcastle. But then individual moments of magic turned that game around for Manchester United. Mata with the free kick. Martial and Pogba with the 1-2, and a great finish by Martial, who was sensational in the last 20 minutes of that game. And then Alexis Sanchez came up with one of the most important goals he'll ever score in his United career. That's definitely the most important goal for him to date now. But where does that leave United fans? Because for 70 minutes, I was fucking fuming. What I was seeing there, United going into this game against Newcastle, you think, we've got to breeze this game. We absolutely have to breeze it. But instead, we struggled against the Newcastle team. We gave John Joe Shelby way too much space in midfield. He created, and they finished their opportunities. And Man United were punished for it. 10 minutes of abysmal defending right at the start of the game. But we've seen a reaction from the players there towards the end that I didn't think these players had in them. I really didn't. And if you're talking about players playing for the manager, I think we might have seen it towards the end there. You know, Mark Robins scored a famous goal for Fergie back when he was under so much pressure as United manager in his early few years as United. Was that goal from Alexis Sanchez? Was that the modern day Mark Robins goal? Was that the one that eases, because it certainly eases the pressure on Jose Mourinho. We've got a 2-0 down to a 3-2 win with a late winner at Old Trafford. That's going to appease a fucking lot of fans. But what won't appease fans is what we saw for the 70 minutes prior to United turning it on, because it was a fucking tragedy. And something I really want to say here, Scott McTominay, named by Jose Mourinho as the manager's Manchester United Player of the Year last year. I think Mourinho threw him under the fucking bus tonight. He played McTominay at centre-back after knowing what happened against West Ham. And it almost felt like Mourinho was proving a fucking point by assassinating the career of a United player. Just like Fellaini is the relic that still lingers from the David Moyes era, I think when Jose Mourinho finally does call his time, and if Scott McTominay is still here, I think, unfortunately for Scott, he's going to be that relic now for the Jose Mourinho era. The bad memories that we had there, I don't know what he was doing. He's taking Eric Bailly off again and playing Matic at centre-back, and Pogba at centre-back, McTominay at centre-back. He's just doing shit to, I don't know, it looks like he's trying to piss fans off. But the players responded tonight. And we haven't seen that for quite a while for United. That would have been 5 games without a win. But we've turned it around from 2-0 down to 3-2 up. And it was a magical 3-2. Mata's free kick, brilliant. The 1-2 between Martial and Pogba, fantastic. And then Sanchez with the all-important, accurate header when it needed to be. Pogba himself, got to speak about him. He was brilliant in an auxiliary centre-back role? I don't know where he was playing, but playing from extremely deep. Pogba, really in those last 20 minutes, helped spearhead this United team to recover and come back against a Newcastle team which was in so much control at Old Trafford. It was absolutely painful. That honestly was one of the worst 45 minutes you'll ever see at Old Trafford. But where does this leave United? I honestly feel like at this point, 1 win or 2 wins doesn't change the context of how everybody's feeling around the club right now. Jose Mourinho, he's not a dead man walking. No matter what Disco David McDonald says, the Mirror journalist who said last night that regardless of the result tonight, that Mourinho's going to get the sack. What we've seen there in the last 20 minutes was a galvanised set of players. But for United fans, we need to see that more often. Jose Mourinho, he's certainly to blame for quite a lot of what's going on right now. The madness of McTominay, Herrera, Pogba, Matic as centre-back. Jose, what are you doing, mate? But on the other hand, the players aren't playing well enough. But then you could even argue, maybe the players don't actually know what they're doing under Jose Mourinho, because I saw that Newcastle team and they were sat in a 4-4-2. I knew exactly what formation they were playing. Right now, 3 years into Mourinho, I still don't know what formation we're playing. He's tinkering, he's taking off Eric Bailly after 16 minutes, he's putting Juan Mata on. He's changing it left, right and centre, putting Fellaini on for McTominay. It seems like he's playing a game of pinball, but that pinball game is Manchester United. And as Gary said last night, Gary Neville, you don't fucking play Football Manager with Manchester United. It's the biggest club in the world. We might not be at the moment in the Premier League, but we are. And it's about time that those players show what they showed in that last 20 minutes, because that was a fucking United comeback. And they really put the effort in for both themselves and Jose Mourinho. A loss tonight, it may have become completely untenable. But the United players came back from 2-0 down and overcame Newcastle in a very spirited performance from Rafa Benitez's men. But who was your man of the match? Let me know in the comments below. But for me, I didn't expect that last 20 minutes. From what I'd seen in the first 70, it looked like the players just really didn't give a fuck. But in that last 20 minutes, we showed that maybe there is some fight still left in this team. That Mourinho, there is some fight left in him. We'll see what comes up next after the international break, because we've got a hell of a set of fixtures. We've got Chelsea away, we've got Juventus away, then we've got Man City away later in the month, and then we've got Juventus. It's a fucking hell of a run of fixtures. But United have buried the last 4 games. Let's see what comes up next against Chelsea. But how are you feeling about Mourinho? How are you feeling about the performance? Let me know in the comments below as always.